Sure, everything's working. So many windows. I saw apparently that Lego is now taking some idea submissions for a Lego D&D.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently they're taking submission ideas. That's how mainstream D&D has gotten.
I hope Wizards of the Coast is paying Mercer.
Yeah. I don't think they are. I mean, there's a lot of things that are kind of tied into the resurgence of D&D. Critical Role is a part of it for sure, but
I imagine it's a big part of it.
Between that and Stranger Things and like more and more celebrities kind of coming out of the gaming closet.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, have you ever seen any of the pictures or videos of Joe Manganiello's D&D game?
I've heard him talk about it. I don't think I've watched any of it.
I've seen his room, and I watched Jock's Mackin, and he's on that.
Yeah. So his regular D&D game, when he schedules it, he's got like Tom Morello and The Big Show, and I think who else plays. Like, I want to say James Gunn, maybe. Some of the writers from Games of Thrones. It's like just chock full of like celebrity geeks.
Vin Diesel shows up once in a while.
I mean, Vin does not actually.
No, I thought he did. I've only seen him in one game. Maybe he's a fake gamer.
Well, Vin plays D&D, but there was an interview with Joe Manganiello when he was on Stephen Colbert, and he's talking about he's like, Vin says he plays, and I've seen him play, but all I know is he's never come to my game.
Oh, and what's her name? From the actress from Daredevil. She plays sometimes a lot. She plays often, actually.
Yeah, she's a pretty decent dungeon master, actually. She's done some streaming shows with her as the DM. One of her games, she had Jack Black play, Kevin Smith. She played with Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil.
Who?
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing, but
Yeah.
Oh, right, he's blind.
Yeah, Deborah Ann Wool.
he's not blind.
Oh, Deborah.
Yeah. We were just talking about the resurgence of D&D and, more and more celebrities kind of coming out of the gaming closet.
Well, now that we're not Satanists.
Yeah.
That helps.
We're not. Damn it.
Because back in the 80s, it was a little sketchy.
I mean, Stephen Colbert is another big D&D fan.
Absolutely.
And his games were hilarious.
Yeah.
I've only seen one of them, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. Did you see the one he did solo, or the one where he played with Ashley, and I think it was Ashley and
Oh,
Sam?
you're right. I did see that one. And Sam hit on him all night.
Yeah. And he brought his actual Weta made Lord of the Rings swords.
Yes.
God damn it, Sam.
Speaking of which, I saw a clip from the superhero sons, whatever, Superman, Batman sons.
Yeah.
And Travis and his wife are playing Superman and Lois.
Oh, nice. All right. So we'll do a little bit of a recap here now that we have finished waxing nostalgic about geeky stuff. So
we're gonna play an '80s role-playing game.
Yeah. So you guys have found yourselves transported through time to the year 2020-ish, roughly 15 to 17 years before your normal timeline and before the war between humans and mutants. Had a little bit of a misunderstanding with friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, who thought that Lodestone was Dr. Connors. Smoothed that over fairly quickly. Posed for some selfies from some people in the area, and decided to try to figure out what exactly was happening, what you were able to do or not do. He decided to visit the Sorcerer Supreme, who wasn't really a ton of help, because he doesn't want to know about the future, largely because he knows that he would be unable to help himself from meddling if he knew. But he did get you in touch with a friend of his, another gentleman named Steve, who perhaps didn't give you the advice you were looking for, but provided some words of wisdom about, making sure you make the right choice. But the big thing is you guys know that you are in the time before Senator Kelly's assassination and the death of Charles Xavier, which kind of is the fuse lighting thing that sets off the war between the humans and the mutants. Debating what, if anything, you should do about it. And you also know that you need to kind of keep a low profile. You discovered that the individual responsible for all the time shenanigans is someone known as Kang. Why he's manipulating the time stream, you're still not entirely sure, but it seems like he is ensuring that certain events come to pass. Probably to cement a certain future the way that he wants it to be.
And one of those was the death of Magneto, if I remember.
Correct. That's why when you guys freed, present day Magneto, and he couldn't necessarily be found, they just snatched a younger Magneto from somewhere in the time stream or the multiverse to execute instead. Apparently that execution of Magneto is a key thing that Kang needs to have happen, and expended a tremendous amount of resources to do so. But trying to keep a low profile so that, if he's looking for you, or signs of your passing, you realize that, in this day and age, posing for a couple of selfies with Spider-Man means that you are probably all over social media in this day and age. And there's undoubtedly going to be traces of your presence here in this time.
If we give him a reason to look.
If you give him a reason to look. But other than that, you guys, I think we're still debating what exactly you wanted to do. I believe at one point you decided to perhaps contact Professor Xavier. But we'll pass it over to you guys.
Well, I suppose that Xavier is probably our best choice.
I'd leave him a message, but let's see who gets it. He'd be rude and get us to his office. I want to make sure not to cross that with my wife.
Well, I expect that Dr. Strange here would have some means to get us near the school for gifted youngsters, I suppose, without us attracting too much attention.
Well, I called them, so I know the energy pack to get there. We're just not going to go out of the armor because I don't want my wife to see me.
I don't think I have to worry about anybody seeing me. I mean, hardly anybody knows me now. Then will know me. So,
Well, except for the big guy, we're probably innocuous. I'm walking around in street clothes, and I was 4 inches tall at the time too.
I'm
yeah,
in
he might
Iron
not
Man.
recognize. He might not recognize you full size.
I think perhaps we'll stay our same size if we can.
I mean, the only person who would recognize me is like 5-ish now. And probably isn't going to recognize me in the future, so it doesn't matter.
I imagine the thought is that he's got some sort of futuristic algorithm going through social media and picking out potential threats.
It's hard to know how exactly his powers work, but we could suspect that, well, if there's a change in the timeline, he would recognize that, I would think. And then come looking. So the less we change, the better.
Well, step one is to bring Professor X into it.
Agreed.
What I'm doing right now is learning Doctor and maybe trying to poke my scientist friend to get my device in event. Other than that, I'm drawing a blank.
I'm thinking this particular problem is a bit above our pay grade. So perhaps we'll speak to Charles and go from there. He'll, at the very least, be able to understand our predicament quickly. And if Kang does come, we'll need the assistance of the Avengers and the X-Men.
Yeah, because as soon as we change something, he's going to come back from the future and try to unchange it.
How much time do we wait till we decide that the secretary is not going to pass my message?
It seems unlikely. Where is Xavier School? Is it in New York?
I'm also being polite, but I can get it there.
The school is in Upper New York, Westchester, I believe.
The power grid and the phone grid is all I can get us like in most places.
Well, yes, I suppose so.
People have working phone lines here, don't they?
Yep.
And power lines that go everywhere.
And where it goes, I can go.
We don't have to
we
worry
can
about
go.
calling a cab. Huh.
Well, perhaps you can find us a phone booth or something relatively close to the school. We probably don't want to show up in the middle of it.
Honestly, our two options is close by or straight in his office. Like no middle ground between those two. If you don't want to make too much of a scene.
Well, close is good. However, the less attention we bring, the better. Perhaps we should go to the receptionist, have a conversation with her face to face.
That's been my option. But there might be parameter I don't grasp. But that would be my option.
All right, we'll go that way, and let's try not to escalate any crises that may occur with us suddenly appearing. Turns out that my appearance startles some people.
Range. Probably less so at the Xavier Mansion. They're used to non-human looking beings.
Weirdness.
Likely used to bad evil mutants attacking as well, so. All right, John, let's go speak with Charles and see what we can determine.
All right. So you guys are you dialing up the mansion and going directly there, or are you like finding someplace nearby?
We go directly there.
Yeah, I think we're going right to the receptionist. Kind of show up with our hands up.
All right.
Yep, that would be the plan.
The X Mansion.
The X Mansion. All right. So you dial up, and the receptionist picks up. It's like Xavier School for the Gifted. Zoom. You guys port through the phone line. What do you do when you arrive?
Sorry about that. And I keep my hands up.
He's
You have an
putting hands up.
emergency, and I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Somebody can give me a popularity roll.
I don't know who our popularity guy is. I'm minus 25, so I guess that's good here.
Yeah, that's good here. Everybody else is minus 20.
Sure. So 25 is remarkable.
25 is excellent, actually.
Oh, it is right on the edge.
Oh, 70.
That's good though.
Yeah, that's a yellow. So she does not immediately press the alarm. You do see her, like, her hand starts to move for like a panic button sort of thing. But she looks around. You guys all have your hands up. One of you is very obviously a mutant. She pauses for a second.
We apologize for barging in. We didn't have another option. If possible, could we speak with the professor? We have urgent business.
I'm going to say it like that. It's kind of time sensitive.
Mutant time travelers. You'll want to hear this.
She'll kind of move her hand away from the panic button. Kind of very, like, slowly pick up the phone. There's some individuals here to see you. Very well. If you would kindly make your way to the foyer and not into the office.
Thank you.
We put our hands down.
No.
Oh, okay.
My hands on my hand, he just walks in.
So yeah, so you guys basically go down the long kind of sweeping staircases. Down into the foyer area, and by the time you arrive, Professor Xavier has wheeled himself in. I am not going to do a bad Patrick Stewart impersonation.
Oh, I was looking forward to it.
I don't do British. The only accent I've ever successfully, and I use the term successfully very, very loosely. I had a LARP character once who was Irish, and I got some of that. But that was like 15-ish years ago.
Oh, we're so old.
But yes, you guys all instantly recognize Charles Xavier. You also would recognize the individuals that are with him. One of them immediately identifiable due to the kind of like red tinted sunglasses that he's wearing.
Cyclops.
And the other gentleman is fairly large and muscular with kind of like a very short haircut. And when he speaks, he has a very heavy Russian accent.
Peter.
But Charles motions to you, says, I don't believe I'm familiar with any of you. But my receptionist has impressed upon me the urgency with which you arrived.
This particular problem involves time travel, and obviously that causes its own issues even discussing. So,
Feel free to read my mind and catch up on everything.
point that you think I haven't already?
It's giving you permission in case you cared about such a thing.
If I was to look for anything deeper, I would certainly ask, but surface thoughts are enough to indicate that you're not from here.
And probably indicates that we're not a threat to you or your students or your school.
Well, you have my permission to go as deep as you want, including the conversation we just had with the two Steves.
I don't think so. What can we do to assist you?
Don't get assassinated tomorrow.
I see.
I mean, or any other day, really, but tomorrow, the really near future, more importantly.
Well, I'm to meet with Senator Kelly tomorrow.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah,
He's an asshole.
he's going to get assassinated, you're going to get assassinated, and the whole world's going to go up in flames.
Apparently, you've got this guy who was a friend at one point. Things are going to go bad. So very bad.
Not really the strategy I would have used, but I suppose the cat's out of the bag.
Dealing with the telepath, you might as well be honest.
It's not so much honesty, but protecting the timeline.
Yeah, well, the bad guy apparently is Kang.
Okay, that's how we'll do it.
Straight up 100% honesty.
I can't say that I'm overly familiar, but I do have some knowledge of him.
Yeah, that Steve Rogers guy knew him quite well, because he's going to bring friends when the shit hits the fan. Pardon my French.
I mean, he's trying to work up as much chaos as possible on Earth, but he's working the universe as a whole into chaos. We'll need to go deeper into what he's up to, but what's going to happen tomorrow is going to wreck our shit quite badly.
And you think by me not being present for this meeting will change that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure that not being present is the solution, but telling you about it might help finding a solution.
My expectation, Professor, is that if you are not killed tomorrow, as you were in our timeline, that will bring Kang's attention and he will come to intervene. And I can assure you that the power level of this particular individual is, well, far beyond mine. And if you've scanned my brain, you know what I'm capable of.
Please go to tip because what happened to you, but also to what happened to Senator Kelly. So we'd have to prevent all of that.
Well, I don't think Senator Kelly is going to be as easy to persuade as I am.
No, but you might want to do something about the people who are going to do something to him. There's a way to talk them out of it. Although last time I tried to talk him out of it, it didn't went well.
Well, I can reschedule my meeting easily.
Details of your assassination are somewhat limited, but we do know, or believe we know, that the Brotherhood was responsible. Who those individuals were at that particular time is unknown to us, but I expect that you will know.
I do know.
I'm just a kid in this era, so I mean, I know Spider-Man, I know Stephen Strange, I know Steve Rogers. Those are the only ones I know right now, and you guys by reputation. Oh, and of course we met Logan in our time.
I'm not surprised. Yes. Scott will speak up. The last time we encountered Magneto's group, it was the usual people that he has with him: Mystique, Destiny, Blob, Toad, Pyro, Avalanche. I don't think he's recruited anyone new, but we haven't seen hide nor hair with them for quite some time.
As we say, we only can speak about what we know from the future, which, given the future that we were in, data is scarce, details lost. We can tell you that the Sentinel program was a success.
I see. Well, as I said, I can reschedule my meeting. That will at least change one of the factors of your future timeline.
That still leaves Senator Kelly as a potential victim. Right, he got killed then too, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't believe the senator is going to take any advice from us. He is fervent in his beliefs. He wouldn't be accepting of, like, time-traveling mutants from the future have told me that you will be assassinated.
No, probably not. Strictly speaking, I'm an inhuman or mutant, but regardless, I expect even you not showing up that particular day will bring Kang's attention. And if he comes here and we have not connected with the Avengers, I expect he would destroy this school and everyone in it.
Perhaps.
You can search my memory for our limited experience with the man and gauge for yourself. You have more experience in these things than I do.
The school is not without its defenses. But I will admit that this individual has never been something that we were directly involved with.
I cannot overstate his power level. I can only state that I expect this little group could deal with Cyclops and Colossus without too much issue. And we were ants next to this man.
I decided that is just creation of the universe. We were snagged by somebody else, but that's the kind of power level we're talking about. Just throwing us away in time.
Well,
yeah, we're looking for the big gun.
Well, as I said, I can arrange to put off my meeting, perhaps even indefinitely, although that will set mutant-human relations back significantly. But
not in comparison to what would happen if you keep the meeting.
If you put your meeting back, they might just go and try to kill him nonetheless. I don't know how they're gonna react to that.
Well, perhaps, but time travel is not our forte.
We're not sure exactly what we're doing. We've kind of been thrown here, but we were hoping that talking with a couple of people here, you could maybe point us to someone who could help us do something more with all that.
Fortunately, there's some individuals that I'm not currently on speaking terms with.
Well, I think now is the time that you start being on speaking terms. Cable, for instance, would be a good beginning.
Cable is not currently reachable.
I believe he's the only time traveler we're aware of.
Perhaps. I can speak with some people. I don't know how long it will take them to do anything or what they will be able to do.
I don't suppose you could send a message to the moon, reach the Inhumans.
No, that is currently beyond my capability.
Anything you can do is worthwhile. As I say, when we change the timeline, I expect Kane will in person arrive. Could be wrong, but
Perhaps. Well, I suppose we'll find out after I change my meeting.
is there a spot we could stay and wait in case he arrives? Potentially help defend the school.
You can stay in the guest rooms.
John, I don't suppose you can connect with Stark's satellites with your armor.
Is it backward compatible?
If you're talking Yurik, you're still muted. All right. Well, we'll hit the guest rooms. Well, we wait to see if Yurik comes back, or when he comes back.
You know, Scott and Peter lead you to the guest rooms. They make very guarded conversation. They very specifically avoid asking you anything about the future.
Why?
More a matter of like just being very careful. Most people are not as cavalier about messing with the time stream as you guys seem to be.
Some of us, at least.
Right.
So it's a lot of like very kind of idle small talk, like, so what do you think of New York? Have you gotten a Nate's hot dog, or is Nate's in Chicago?
Nice.
Just like very like idle chit chat.
Yeah, grass is awesome. Thanks.
Spider-Man was nice. Smaller than I thought, but nice.
Yeah, he gets that a lot.
Was Logan a dick in your timeline too?
Yes.
He's not a dick. He's just, private.
He stabbed me.
When was that again?
We
Twice.
all wanted to do that.
Did he stab you twice? Well, I mean, I'd stab first and ask questions later too if I had that ability.
Technically, each of his hands has 3 knives, so he stabbed me 6 times.
And it's not unreasonable given the neighborhood.
Well, I thought it was unreasonable.
Did it hurt?
That's-
Yes. Claws are very sharp. And he's very fast
Let's
for a
say
very small man.
that was kind of rude, but we did enter on as carrying, knowing that it was somebody else.
We showed up uninvited.
That doesn't make that less rude to the 6 times that.
Well, we
No,
did show up here uninvited, and no one stabbed me yet. So,
Yeah.
You know, that might inform how I show up and invited. The first time you got stabbed, now I'm showing up with hands in the air on top of my head and professing that I'm here as a friend. Not sure that would have helped in the park, though.
I don't know. He didn't stab me.
you're very small.
I can be.
You're very small, even when you're not small.
Ouch. Yeah.
So, John, do you think that you can access the Stark satellites?
Well, technically, all the relays are up right now, so possibly, yeah. I just don't know where I would materialize now.
Be interested to see if you can send a message to the moon for me.
Ooh, that kind of thing. Is there a receptor over there on the moon? I mean,
There is, yes.
it's going to take me a bit of time to figure out the path, but when the satellites pass exactly at the right place, might be able to, yeah.
Yeah, let's work on that.
I thought you didn't want us to get in touch with people, and we had to keep a low profile and not let anyone know that we're here.
Well, my understanding is your plan is to bait Kang into a direct confrontation and fight him when he arrives. Did I misunderstand?
Did I black out when we made that decision?
I don't believe so, but possibly.
Was I talking to someone else when we made that decision? 'Cause I don't
I
remember
think
that decision.
I think we just tried to keep the Senator and Xavier alive and let the Avengers fight Kang.
I mean, that seems like a much better idea.
Yeah, we said that we would try to stop what happened and accept the consequences on the timeline for us. And the team told us that if we did that, we will probably attract Kang, and that he would need to be fought. So might not be exactly just doing the fighting, but we kind of imply that fighting the Kang would be a thing. Not just us, but I think looking for allies and people to give a hand in that fight was part of the deal. What I
Maybe
understood.
was I lost in eating a peach when that was going on?
See, now we did say that we were going to postpone the meeting between Charles and the Senator. This will, of course, change Kang's timeline, which means he will very likely do something in retaliation to put it back to right. Seems logical that he would have to come here himself, giving the power of the X-Men and Charles himself to ensure his timeline continues.
Maybe
Quite
once he sees,
mentioned that it would happen and he would get some friends to try to deal with it.
maybe he'll like the new timeline better. I know the rest of us would.
Fingers crossed.
I'm simply saying that if there is a conflict with Kang, then it would make more sense to have the X-Men and the Avengers and perhaps the Inhumans on our side. Black Bolt can do. Well, he's the king for a reason.
Oh, he was the no talking guy. Yeah.
Yes.
He seemed okay. Much better than your dad.
Well, you're not wrong there. Father
Yeah.
is complicated.
Is that the keyword? Is that the code? Complicated? Okay. He's complicated with a capital A.
Wait till you meet my aunt.
Which one's that?
Oh, Wanda. I suppose she may be alive at this point. She would be a very useful tool. Dangerous,
So the
though.
first time that I logged in,
Useful tool. Wow. I can feel the warmth.
Well, I am an engineer at heart.
But it
I
let me
apologize
in.
for the words I've chosen, but we
Am I just a,
cannot defeat Kang ourselves. We know this.
I'm just a teeny tiny tool. One of those screwdrivers the size of your pinky finger.
Precision tools have their use as well.
I like that better. Precision. Much kinder.
Kind of puts pressure on you, though.
A little bit. But I mean, I am tiny and I can be a little more precise than, ginormous people with their great big hooky hands and long tails and stuff.
If it makes you feel better, I look much like yourself when I was younger. I wasn't born like this.
Yeah, you did. What was it? Went through the mists, whatever that means.
The rite of passage for inhumans. Unlock their potential. So this is the true of me, but I do remember a time where I had no tail and skin and warm blood.
I have a hard time picturing you like that.
It was much smaller.
I bet you were. If you'd like to revisit that, you could be much smaller again.
I think we've discussed this at length.
Gotta keep offering, man. Eventually, it will save your butt.
It has once.
And it wasn't nearly as terrifying as you thought it was going to be.
True.
Nor was it permanent.
Also true.
Also true. And also good.
But back to the point at hand. If we could contact the Inhumans, perhaps we'll have another ally.
Yeah.
Perhaps not. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I expect we'll know shortly after this meeting when Charles has changed his schedule what Kang's response will be.
But that's okay.
It's not a lot of time to gain allies. Or work it out. But you can't just let everything keep going to hell the way it was going. So
The lockjaw moves very fast, so if we can contact the Inhumans, they can be here quickly. If they choose to help.
must be nice to be able to just sit out on shit. Yeah, I don't think it affects me. I'm just not going to do anything. As opposed to looking around and going, holy shit, this is terrible for a whole lot of people. We should probably fix this. Like, how? How do people do that in sleep? I don't get it.
We aren't solving problems on other planets either.
It's the moon. It's not a planet.
It does have a civilization and culture of its own. At this time, at least. Now they've since moved to Titan, which we've been to. You've met my family, but I believe they're still here at this time. Chris, are they still on the moon, or are I talking shit?
No, they'd still be on the moon. Yeah, they're still on the moon.
I'd have offered to introduce you to my family, but they're all dead. So, not much of an option there.
Well, it could be worse. You could have mine.
Part of me wants to agree, part of me doesn't. I'd rather just have mine, but alive. That would be really nice.
Well, let's see what we can do about that.
Okay, that's good.
Currently, I think all we can do is wait unless someone has an idea.
Go downstairs, make friends with the students. That's all I got. I mean, it might be a little more awkward for you because you're, however old. But me and Buzzkill aren't. Might be a little weird for John, too.
Well, all right.
The sun shines
Let's
every day.
make sure we get some rest until whatever happens, happens. I think it's our best play.
Showers.
Oh, yeah.
John, if you can reach out to Stephen or Steve
Nice.
and let him know that we're making a change and expect
I've
some
been told that. I'm surprised.
potential trouble at the Xavier Mansion, so he's aware. That would be lovely. I think we have a phone number for Steve.
Yes.
Suppose we have to refer to them as Steve and Stevens so we don't get them confused. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to go take a shower. Because I can.
All right.
Regardless.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
think
take a
I'll enjoy some sun while we have some time. Feels warmer here.
And I'm also
Yeah, there was some, I don't know, climate-y thing. Wonder if they'll let us raid the kitchen later. Probably, right? At least me and Biskel. We're young. We look like kids. Ish.
Well, I suppose there's only one way to find him.
Pip will bounce off to find a bathroom with a shower.
Guest rooms probably have their own.
Yeah. Be nice.
It is a mansion,
That's very true.
not a dorm.
All right. So what are you guys up to?
We're waiting for tomorrow. John is going to try to contact the Inhumans. I think Lodestone or Buzzkill is going to call Steven or maybe John or Steve to warn him that we're making a change in the timeline, theoretically, and that things might happen. And Pip's going to go take a shower.
Okay.
I'm going to concentrate on the power grid to see if I can at the moment where the satellite from Starskin allows me to energy path to the moon
All right.
to get a message there. And just double check with my suit if it has a life preservation system on it before I do something like that.
So, as you kind of reach out with the suit to contact into the Stark satellite grid,
Well, the goal is to use energy path not to connect to their like. We have to. If I do that, uh, Tony's gonna spot me. Eh? Maybe we should give him a prior heads up that I exist.
I didn't steal the suit, honest.
You're gonna give that to me someday, but thing is, he's gonna check it and get ideas if he sees the suit. I assume that if I want to use the satellite to energy pad, I have to connect to it.
yes, you do.
Was somebody gonna call Steve? Maybe Steve can give uh, Tony a heads up before I do something like that. Do you want to call him, but still, or was that a plan? Who do we
Uh,
want to warn Steve? That's
I'm like
what
16. I shouldn't be calling Captain America. Just saying.
I can make phone calls, just making sure that I'm not blowing anything up by asking or telling him that. Is everyone comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable
Pip
with
would
it.
be comfortable, but she's not paying attention to the conversation. She's in the shower, so
Give her a go.
Pip's player is comfortable with it.
I'm gonna call Steve.
Okay. Yeah, phone rings, gets picked up on like the second ring. It's like, hello?
Sorry to be a bother. Just wanted to warn you that there might be something that's gonna get our friends eventually around. Tomorrow's meeting might be delayed, so we might react to that.
Okay. All right. I will see what we can do. Any idea where? I mean, world's a pretty big place.
I
Well,
mean, you're gonna probably want to make sure that what of the things that happen at the meeting ends up happening. So where the senator is, maybe where Xavier is. So I guess New York.
Okay. All right. We'll see what we can do. We can't be everywhere at once.
I'll try to pinpoint that and get that info to you. I'll ask the other and see if we can get a better idea. But my guess is he probably wants to come and kill Senator Kelly and possibly Xavier. So, I mean, you might have a better way of spotting where Senator Kelly is hanging out. But I'll check with the others if I can give you more precise information.
Okay. Excellent.
Could I ask you for this a bit of help? Remember the big lizard?
Yeah. Hard to forget.
We're going to need to contact his family, and that will implicate going through satellite that might belong to Mr. Stark. And he's probably going to notice if I do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be rude or just break the timeline by showing him stuff he's going to make in the future.
Yeah. Tony's not real keen on people having his tech.
I mean, at some point he's going to give that to me, but it's a long way from it.
Yeah, he may not necessarily see it that way.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you before I get anything. I kind of need to pass a call to the moon.
Yeah, yeah,
I can try to find another way, or we can ask him to pass the call to the moon for us. And not show him my hand
yeah,
might be better.
maybe. Um, yeah, I don't know how he would react to his tech from the future that he hasn't built yet being in the hands of somebody he doesn't know.
Yeah. What I'm thinking of making myself fair for him.
He can be a little bit touchy about that particular subject.
What Rhodey told me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time people used his tech to try to kill him, so you get a little bit on edge.
Yeah. That must be a bit. Sorry, I bothered. Language. Oh, if you can just then if you would be able to send a message to the moon, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
And I'll make myself there.
Okay. Right.
Uh, yep. You probably want to make sure that I don't fuck around with Star technology. We were gonna ask if you start to send your family your message. So if you have that, we can send it to Steven. Not Steven. Steve. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'll write you a message that you can send along. And
That's my
we'll go
area.
from there. If we have them, that would be great. But if we don't, we'll have to deal with what we have.
Put me in guard of how Mr. Stark might react to seeing Steve's deck of himself. So I'm gonna make sure to discreet around him.
And whatever you think is best.
Sister.
I don't want to get more complicated. He probably has something to shut me down if he wants. So I'm not sure how to do diplomacy with this guy. Apparently, it's not easy. Not sure he's gonna take it lightly that just from me telling him that I put his bone in the ground in the future.
Well, let's avoid telling him that particular story, shall we?
Exactly.
So yeah,
Even I think that's a bad idea. Don't tell him that. That'll give him a whole new engineering problem.
well, the methods are passed. I think we just need to stay discreet and keep an eye out.
All right.
With Tony, all we have to do is tell him that Kang wants the future to go this way, and he wants these two events to happen, and Tony will stop it.
Or
Was he here the
because
very
it's
first time?
Tony, he's going to make it worse.
Or because it's Tony, it could make it worse. Or we've already done this, and the future will play out as planned, as usual. I hate time travel.
So other than that, you guys are just waiting for the tomorrow.
I think
For 4 years.
I think the plan, this is my plan anyway, my plan is to do a slight change to the timeline and see what happens.
Okay.
And kind of have like the Avengers looking over the Senator, us looking over Professor, and hopefully it goes well.
Anything else anybody is doing during this particular day other than just waiting?
Yeah, working up the nerve to maybe have a conversation with Magneto later.
Outside of trying to get a hold of the Inhumans, just hanging around, I suppose.
Enjoying good
Oh.
food, fresh pizzas.
I think I'm gonna try to get to see if the professor, not Xavier, but my guy, is willing to lend me my device in advance while we wait.
Okay.
Because if we ever go back to our original timeline, I have a debt to pay to Mr. Wolverine.
So while you're on the phone trying to get in touch with him, I think Lodestone's got the highest intuition. Lodestone,
By a long ways.
Yeah.
you can give me
We're
an
in the Matrix.
intuition roll.
Fantastic.
Oh, that is a green. So as you're, you guys are kind of waiting and, making your phone calls and lining things up. You sense something seems a little bit off. And that's when you just kind of notice out of the corner of your eye that there is just like a little fly, like a little insect. But it is completely motionless in place. Like over by the window. And that's when you notice that you take a look outside and you see like one or two of the birds. Just hanging in midair, not flapping, just stuck.
Yeah.
Crap. Are the rest of us moving?
You guys seem unaffected.
What about the other mutants in the area?
You take a quick run downstairs and you see various people here and there just kind of frozen in place.
Well, I'm
All
gonna
right,
probably,
let's form
Other-
up on Xavier. Lodestone's heading to wherever he thinks Xavier is.
all right.
Yeah, me too.
Right. Give me a intuition roll at -2 column shifts.
Is Pipsqueak still in the shower?
Yes, and
The shower's not. The drops aren't coming down, so she's probably pissed.
yeah, the drops are coming down. It's just like it's weird. The water's there and the water's wet, but it's not moving.
Or just the two others are leaving together. I'm just not leaving someone alone. I won't get in the room, but I'll come back home.
Okay. The good news, Lodestone, as you're moving to the mansion, you are not taken by surprise.
Oh, nice. If it's Kang, it doesn't matter. But
You see the army of 200 futuristic robots coming at you. All looking like
No. Oh, a 15. That's a miss. A laser beam just barely misses your head, and you see a figure that's mostly camouflaged up against the wall.
okay.
Okay, give me 1 sec. The map here is not exactly to scale, but it's the best I could do. We're just going to throw people like roughly where they would be.
I love these 80 maps.
I found somebody online who took, because all of the maps in the various box sets, like the basic set, the advanced set, and the Spider-Man set and the city set, all of those maps, you can actually connect them all to make one gigantic map of New York, and somebody online did it as a PDF.
Wow.
It is freaking huge. Let's see. Just trying to see where the guest rooms are. Oh, guest rooms are on another map entirely. In that area. But Lodestone, you see a group of people. One of them was seemingly partially camouflaged, but your finely tuned sense of danger managed to pick it up. As three others kind of like phase into whatever time stream you happen to be in.
That's bad news.
Declarations.
Where do I think Xavier is at this moment?
Probably in his study.
Okay, so declaration, I'm going to move towards there, and I'm going to try to collapse this entire area.
Okay. I
assume there's nobody else here.
There are various assorted students here, and they're all kind of frozen in place.
Oh, I don't want to do that then.
Won't come down anyway.
Well, shit. I don't know who these people are. So that doesn't help. I'm going to punch the guy to the south and then go towards Xavier.
All right. You should probably roll some initiative.
Yelp Hunter, Arc Light. Is that Bloodstone?
Scalp Hunter, Arc Light, Harpoon, and Riptide.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to go 80s, early 90s, then you go all in. All right. You're up first. Yes, the Marauders, renowned mutant hunters.
Oh, Marauders. Okay. Yeah, so I'll punch this guy to the south. Let out a big yell, so hopefully my guys can hear me.
Okay.
Fighting's remarkable. 8 isn't going to do it.
8 is not going to do it.
Probably blue, actually.
I don't think it's a blue.
Barely. Yeah, no, we're not a blue. And then there's no attack opportunity, so I'm going to run towards Xavier's room.
All right. So you take off running. Their turn. So one of them basically kind of starts spinning around like a top. Kind of like follows after you, flings out a bunch of like metal projectiles, which are going to bonuses 8 because of your magnetism. This is going to be bad.
Well, I didn't use my magnetism, so.
Yep, it's a flaw of the power. You always metal attacks against you have a +2 column shift.
Oh, I thought it's only when I used it. Okay.
Yep. So that incredible goes up to fantastic because of weapon. Specialist goes up to monstrous because of your magnet field.
I'm gonna get punked.
Oof. So these are all throwing edged.
Good God.
It's an awful lot of dice.
Yeah, Riptide gets to fling 10 shuriken. So that is a yellow. So that is a it ignores up to 50 points of armor.
Okay.
But only hits you for 6.
For the first shot.
For the first shot. Second one does the same thing.
Okay.
Third one misses. Fourth one does the same thing.
Got it.
Fifth one, no. I need you to make an endurance test against a possible kill result.
Still does 6 though, right?
Still does 6.
Endurance test.
Okay.
Endurance is remarkable.
Okay. So, then another 6.
Okay.
And then another 6 and an endurance test against the kill result. Okay. You're still good. And then a miss. And then another 6 and another 6.
So 48 damage.
Zing. Okay.
At least they didn't
Ouch.
bring Sabretooth.
And
That was
then
the first guy.
that was the first guy. And then Harpoon grabs like the steel harpoon off of his back, it charges it up with energy, and throws it at you.
I should have dodged.
Oof.
Oh.
That is a possible kill result as well.
Okay. Really? With that roll? Oh, it's 85. Okay.
An 85 and fantastic. Wait, actually, no, an 85 is just barely not.
Okay.
But that does slam into you for 40 points of damage minus your armor.
Okay, I'm still up.
Okay. And then Arclight basically just kind of like stomps her foot, and the shockwave travels through the ground and up into you. Up to 3 areas away.
You're in danger.
I'm in danger.
Excuse me.
Oh God, 95.
You're in a lot of danger, but not for long.
Hey, this is what a tank does.
So that is this is a blunt attack, so that is a possible stun result.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good. What's your endurance?
Endurance is remarkable.
4. Oh, just barely not a blue.
Only a D10 rounds. Oh God. What's the damage on that?
50.
Oh God. I'm still up.
Oh, sorry, only 40 damage. Because you are an organic object.
Not for long.
You were an ex-organic. You'll still be organic. You'll just be compost.
And then Scalp Hunter. Scalp Hunter is going to shoot with the laser. That is only 20 damage.
Leaves me on 2 health and stunned for 8 rounds.
Right. Next round, why doesn't everybody give me you guys are down below. Let's call this a yellow intensity intuition check.
I've heard of intuition.
What's your intuition but skill?
Good.
Oh, Pip with 100.
Hey, Pip to the rescue. Go shrink him. Go shrink him. Make him harder to hit.
See, the game thought zeros were bad.
Right.
That must be it. My dice got confused.
All right. So Pip, as you're like going like, what the hell is going on with the shower? You vaguely hear Lodestone's voice kind of echoing through probably through the pipes actually.
Oh, Lord Jesus, my shoe.
Next round, declarations.
I mean, I'm stunned, so I'm good.
Did I make it?
No, Pip is the only one that made it.
All right. Well, I'll keep eating.
I think.
Keep eating peaches.
Like real peaches, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, not from a can.
I haven't got tired of them yet.
Who could possibly get tired of peaches from our time frame? I'm uh gonna jump out of the shower, uh, kind of dry off, get back into my clothes, and go looking for Lodestone.
All right. So you're getting out of the shower this round then.
Yep,
Okay.
because I don't know going to look is a bad idea.
All right. Load zone can't do anything. So up above, they are going to basically slap a neutralizer collar onto Lodestone.
Oh no!
And basically just like Scalp Hunter comes up and basically, you just see the panel of like the close up of the rifle butt coming down on Lodestone's head.
Clunk.
Yeah. They're going to start fanning out. Next round. Although Lodestone, just before you get knocked unconscious, kind of in your stun state, you do hear Scalp Hunter talking to somebody. He's like, we got one, we're looking for the other three. Get ready to transport.
Well, I think I'll just lay on my back here and stare at the sky.
Okay. All right. Pip, you're out of the shower. You're partially dried off. You got pulling up your jeans and tossing on your hoodie. You're going looking for Lodestone.
Yep, I am.
Okay.
Because something ain't right. Seems weird.
Yeah. So you can go like one. Right. So you could get to the top of the stairs here. Are you like yelling for anybody else or just going?
No, I think I'm kind of unnerved.
Okay.
So I'm trying to stay as quiet as I can.
Okay.
I was standing not too far from the back room because when Lodestone bolted away, I didn't want people to be left alone. I'll probably see Pip going out.
Yeah, if you're kind of keeping her open, yeah, you would see Pip kind of running for the stairs.
He's just gonna follow.
Doing a weird kind of soft run, trying to make as little noise as possible.
The street and following from a distance, making sure he's alone.
Okay. Right. I don't think any of these guys are terribly intuitive. No, but apparently they don't have to be. Ooh. right, so Pip, as you kind of come like running, like jogging up the stairs, you do see these three individuals. They're kind of spread out a little. Basically, they were headed for the stairs as well because it's the only way down. But one of them seems to spot you and just like slams her fist into the ground, and the ground just erupts underneath you for 40 points of damage.
There's no way for me to dodge that.
No.
Ouch! 40 points.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And John, since you're like kind of like falling behind, you would have seen that little ripple travel through the floor and then up. You know that there's shit happening upstairs. And we'll do declarations.
I still don't know shit about shit, right?
I assume you probably saw John take off.
All right. Well, I'll electrify up and fly after him.
Okay. All right, Pip and John, what would you guys like to do?
I assume that because time is frozen, that the electrons are not moving in the wires.
They are not.
That's what I feared.
Yeah. Oddly enough, though, you guys seem unaffected for some reason.
Probably intentionally doesn't affect time displaced people.
Seeing that it burst up from under tip, I'm gonna stay off the ground and go pelt down some covering fire to protect her. To whoever sent that up.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Pip, what would you like to do?
Oh boy. I'm going to run. I'm going to try to ram that weird looking guy.
Okay.
I'll do my charging run the way I usually do.
Okay. Which one of you has the highest intuition?
You're right.
Absence
There
of
we
voice
go.
tone is fifth usually.
Mine's excellent.
That beats me,
Mine is good.
as is mine.
Oh,
Or depending on your dice roll.
Are we doing initiative?
Uh-huh.
Oh! See, I don't usually do initiative. I know that I get a +1. Wow.
All right, you guys do get to go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge this guy I've never seen before.
Okay.
Do I see lodestone anywhere?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't look like a hero. Hopefully that's accurate. So I will do 1 die, not 2. Okay. I'm not. How many zones is that gonna be?
Just one.
Okay. 51.
51. You slam into him fairly hard.
I forgot the magic words.
You did forget the magic words. So he's 10.
My endurance is incredible though.
Yep.
So 51. Puts me into the green.
Yep. So yeah, you do
Solidly into the green.
you do slam into him. His armor absorbs some of the hit, but he like kind of like plants a foot back and kind of looks at you and says, "Ah, this will be interesting." Right. John and Buzzkill, you guys are up.
Who do I see? Everybody?
Everybody. You don't see Lodestone.
I'm going to spend karma and I'm going to EPM again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is going to cost me 100. I'll take that from what do you call it? Advancement karma. You said we could do.
Yep.
Actually, it doesn't matter. We didn't need that. Wasn't a power stunt, right? The defibrillator was the power stunt, so that was whatever karma needs to give me.
Okay.
To give me a yellow result, please. From remarkable.
So you need a 66. So that's going to be a 48 karma.
Perfect.
Right. So this EMP goes off. Don't know what effect it may have had, but John, you're up. Your suit is thankfully shielded from EMPs.
Yep, it's in the description. So, Pip discharged Harpoon.
Pip just charged into Riptide, or into Scalp Hunter.
Okay. Golden door. So I'm gonna use the repulsor as covering fire.
Okay.
It's a good roll.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
Agility.
Yes, agility.
That would be incredible. So 86.
All right, perfect. That's a yellow. Energy, that is a bullseye, so you hit him.
Spectacular damage.
Spectacular damage. So oof. Well, he's definitely hurting, that's for sure. All right, their turn. All right. So, Scalp Hunter is going to draw his. Basically, you see Pip, since you're up close. He basically just like reaches and he grabs parts off of his armor and kind of slaps them together into a weapon. This kind of energy sword.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Need to have a way to pin things. 28. Oh, that's just barely hit for you're not shrunk, right?
No.
Okay. So it is going to
She probably
be
should have as she was running along, but I didn't mention it. So
yep. So it's going to be only 20 points of energy damage.
okay.
Harpoon. Oh. Harpoon is going to look at throw a harpoon at Buzzkill.
It'll never hit me.
35. That is a hit for 40 energy damage.
I blocked that with 16 of that. Right?
Okay. So you take 24.
Ouch. Was I full up? Because I was down to 61.
You would have been to full up.
So you said 24?
Yep.
Ouch.
Riptide. Riptide is going to let loose with a bunch of shuriken at John.
Hold the 10-time attack. Death by 1,000 cuts.
So I'm looking for anything higher than okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 8 hits. None of them are kill results, but they do penetrate up to 50 points of armor.
John took that?
Yep.
Ow.
What's the armor on the suit?
50.
So
Go through.
So yeah, it has. It's remarkable strength material, and then the force field puts it up to amazing. So it goes right through that. So you take 48 points of damage.
damn.
Felt that one, didn't you?
That's the thing, the Riptide, that doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's the fact that it goes through almost everything, and it just like shreds. Arclight.
I have a new target.
Arclight. Pip is on the ground, so may as well hit Pip.
No.
Just barely a hit for 40 damage.
Oh, Pip is unconscious. Pip just flops lifelessly.
I mean, we told them there was something coming. So
Yeah. I don't think anyone expected them quite that quick.
I did.
Which, I mean, it's kind of a silly thing not to expect that quick, given that they can travel through time. But yeah.
I mean, the moment you make the decision to change the timeline means you change the timeline.
Yep. All right. Next round, declarations. John and Buzzkill.
I am going to use as much karma as I need to, and I'm going to do the cannonball through all of these guys.
Okay.
If I'm going down, they're taking some damage.
Okay. All right. So you need to make a fighting roll to attack more than one target.
My fighting's remarkable.
Okay. So you need a red intensity to attack to make up to 3 attacks. So you can't hit all of them, but you can hit 3 of them.
All right. Well, I'll pick 3. I'll pick the one who puts weapons together. Who's the one that did all the damage to John?
Riptide is like this spiraling whirlwind that's just flinging out razor sharp metal.
Stars, yeah. So I'll hit Riptide. I'll hit Scalp Hunter. And what the hell? I'll hit Harpoon as well.
Yeah, Harpoon is the one that threw the big jaggedy electrical metal thing at you.
And I'm spending a lot of karma.
Oh my god.
But you're fighting remarkable.
Yeah.
And you need a 95 So that's going to be 87 karma.
We'll get plenty.
Okay. And John, what are you doing?
Excuse me.
I'm gonna use energy solidification to put a wall between us. By us, I mean Pip, me, and Buzzkill, and those guys.
Okay.
And can I use my movement to try to fly and grab him, Pip?
It would take your action to grab somebody.
That's not just the move. Okay, so I'm gonna put up the wall.
Oh.
After Buzzkill has made his bouncing all over.
Okay.
I'll put the wall to protect it.
Okay. Perfect. Right.
Did I do any damage then?
Well, that'll determine initiative. You do your pre-rolls for like defense and multi-attack and everything. Then you do initiative, and then you'll do the actual attacks in your initiative order. All right. So, who's got the highest intuition between you two?
Good.
We're both good.
All right. So you get a +1 to initiative.
That's a hard roll to beat with +1.
Whichever one of you wants to make the roll.
D10?
I think Buzzkill did.
D10 +1.
Wow.
Roll.
All right. So they're up first. Riptide is going to fling out a bunch more metal at John since it seemed to be super effective. That's a bunch of shitty ass rolls.
Good.
So 1. Only 4 hit out of all of that, for a total of 24 damage.
To who?
To John.
Okay.
Yeah, 24 to John.
The armor.
So yeah, 24 damage after your armor. Arclight is going to basically charge and jump and slam into Buzzkill.
Uh-oh. Oh, she rolled doubles. Roll again.
Endurance is... so that is going to hit for 50 damage.
Minus 16.
Minus 16.
So that's 30.
And a possible... what was it charging? Possible slam.
Endurance roll.
Endurance roll.
My endurance is excellent.
71 under excellent. Is a yellow, you're staggered, so you're a little bit off foot.
That means I lose a round, right?
No, it means you're at a -1 column shift.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Harpoon. Harpoon is going to imbue his harpoon with stunning damage. That's what he's going to launch that at Buzzkill. Oh, what a miss.
Too quick for you.
Little bit too quick. Basically, his arc like kind of slams into the harpoon, goes wide as you kind of like get rocked from the force of her impact. Scalp Hunter is going to quickly cobble together a gun from his armor and put it to Pip's head and yell out, "Stand down or she dies."
No.
All right.
Around to you guys.
My plan and put a wall between me, Pip, and Buzzkill and them. So between the hopefully between her and the gun.
Make a energy solidification roll.
I can let Buzzkill do his attack first. And,
Okay.
absolutely
I'm gonna
do my
put the
attack
wall and like
Actually, roll
he's
my
gonna
attack.
bounce. He's gonna bounce around, and I'm gonna put the wall after that.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it is an endurance check for the charging there, Buzzkill.
All right, spending karma.
Okay.
Aiming for a red result.
Okay, and you need to make one roll for each.
Oh, how much karma does that take me to get to red?
To get to red. Unremarkable, you said?
Yes.
So you need 95, so 47.
Next one, also spending karma if I'm allowed.
Yep. That's not nearly as bad. You only need 77, 18.
And the last one, we're spending karma as well. Hitting red for all of them.
Damn.
49.
You got it, use it. It's the last session.
So it's 46.
111 karma. That leaves me 19.
Wow.
All right.
Go big or go home, right?
Yeah. Hopefully,
Okay.
the red slams some of these guys, including the one that threatened to kill Pip.
I appreciate that.
Ooh, Riptide does not have a good endurance. Alrighty. So, Scalp Hunter.
Yeah.
He is not slammed.
The one I wanted to slam.
Yeah. Arclight. That's not good for her. Oh, she is actually, that is a grand slam.
Awesome.
So a D10 areas on her.
As I'm doing this, I'm yelling out, stand down, or I'm going Nova and taking us all with you. All of you with me.
All right. So that is a grand slam on Arclight and on Riptide.
Excellent. So what's the Grand Slam do? I forget.
It's a D10 areas.
Hey, oh, well, there's they're going to find walls first.
Yeah. Riptide has the lowest health, the lowest endurance, and is the only one not wearing armor. Okay, and then
I think I just made it red.
Right, so you do take out Scalp Hunter, and as you do, he like just disappears, pulled back into the time stream.
Scalp Hunter went down. Nice.
But Riptide and Arclight are still intact.
And Harpoon, right?
And Harpoon. Next round.
I'm gonna pull up the wall after Buzzkill bounce around.
And I don't see Lodestone, right?
You don't see
Said
Lodestone.
I needed to make an energy solidification roll.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be a great roll. I know justification is amazing, but
Well, 19 on amazing is still. Oh, it is white. You did a 31. Okay, so you try and it just fizzles.
yeah, the energy, the electron not moving is throwing me off.
Okay. All right. Declarations. Arclight and Riptide are gonna look. Arclight is gonna like look at Buzzkill. Her fists start to flash with energy as she gets ready. Riptide is gonna like pick themselves up off the ground, start spinning again. Harpoon is gonna like yell out, it's like, "Boss, to the transport." What would you guys like to do?
I hope my EMP worked. I'm going after Harpoon next, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my experimental pulse bolt on Riptide. I need to stop him.
Okay.
Big initiative coming this time.
Yep.
If I'm hoping you regenerate.
Pip does regenerate slightly. She regenerates like I think it's like 2 health every round and a half.
I cannot go fetch her right now, and I'm hoping she gets better on her feet at some point.
Okay. All right. Initiative. One of you guys can roll D10 plus 1. Oh, you have a plus 1 on that, so a 9. So you guys go first.
All right.
Yep.
Just a charging. No karma this time.
Okay. 48.
Off remarkable.
I keep closing my table. That is a green, so that is a hit, but no special results.
Right, so the usual charging attack.
Yeah. So I'll take 30 of that. Okay, got it.
The goal was to make sure nobody got into here unscathed.
Okay.
We're not pushovers.
All right. John, you're up.
So I'm going with the pulse bolt, and I'm gonna spend karma on it on
Okay.
Riptide.
Okay.
It's giving me too much damage from eating. It's spectacular.
Okay. Well, it uses your agility to hit.
Oh, it uses the suit agility, which is incredible.
Okay. So a 13. In order to hit, you're going to need to spend 23.
I'm gonna spend 23.
That is enough to take out Riptide.
Oh fuck, guys! You might actually be able to do this.
Okay.
Who'd you take out? Riptide?
Riptide. Yep. The one who was doing me so much damage. Just needed to stop.
Do I see lodestone?
You do from there, yes.
All right.
Okay. Harpoon tried to call to get Pip and Lodestone taken out, but the EMP shut down his comms.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Do you go below 0 health?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like edge weapons that will kill you.
Yeah.
So I think Pip is going to wake up next round.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to give you the old, what do you call it, jolt to wake you up, lodestone.
Okay. All right. So Arclight basically pulls herself out from the rubble, runs at the wall, kind of bounces off it and into Buzzkill.
Great. Hit the 16-year-old.
She'll spend karma.
Wench.
A 48. Oh, she has to spend 10, so it's a 58. Not. No, 58 does bring her to a yellow. So that is going to be 56 points of damage minus your armor.
Minus 16, so that's 40. That's enough
Yeah.
to take me out.
Okay. And a endurance test against the slam.
53, endurance is 60.
So you're slammed one area.
All right, so that's, I guess, into a wall.
You bounce off the wall there. Harpoon kind of ducks. Said the map isn't entirely to scale, so.
Kind of a moot point because I'm unconscious anyway.
Yeah. Harpoon's action was to call for things, realize his comms not working. Next round.
You get this, guys. Come on.
Pip, you're up to like 2 health.
Yeah. I'm not keen to get hit again, so I'm gonna shrink.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to roll out of sight.
Okay. John, what are you gonna do?
Be right back. 1 sec.
You only have to hold them for 4 more rounds.
I'm gonna target. Did Pip call someone who was attacking?
Pip is starting to shrink and get out of sight.
Perfect. I'm gonna use my central beam on Arclight, try to take her out.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta win this initiative, guys.
All right. D10. Actually, what's Pip's? Pip's is only a +1 as well, right?
I think so, yeah.
That is a +2.
For initiative, yeah, it's +1.
All right. So one of you can roll a D10 +1.
We're in Pip is +2?
Nope, she's only a +1.
Oh, okay.
No room for any of the dice right now. Just.
Wow.
Oh my god. I jinxed it.
Oh.
My fault. I'm sorry.
Back.
All right. So Harpoon sees Arclight, or sees Pip. Basically, he's going to charge up Harpoon with the disintegration effect.
Ah!
Whoa.
Well, that's horrific.
Yeah, well, you should be down, but you're not. So.
I'm just a little teenager.
Oh, only a 36. Weapon specialist is such a great talent.
Well, it depends on which side you're on.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that great from here.
That is a hit. So I need you to make what's your endurance?
My endurance is incredible.
Okay. So you need to make a yellow endurance feat.
Can I spend karma on this?
You can, and you probably want to.
Oh, look at that. I absolutely do.
This fight is escalating.
Good thing. Incredible.
So
I
you.
needed yellow?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So I needed what? 61?
Yep. So you need 38 karma.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. So you do take 40 points of damage, but you are not disintegrated.
That's relief.
See you in a couple of rounds.
I'm unconscious again though. And
Yeah.
sorry, how much? It was 38.
38 karma.
Okay. Ouch.
Arc light. Back up through the rubble. Because she looks at John, she's like, "You look pretty tough." And then she's just gonna charge full bore. She is determined, so she has a little bit of karma left. She will spend it. That is yellow, so it's going to be 56 damage minus your armor, so only 6 actually gets through. But a possible slam from the charge.
You make an endurance roll.
Endurance roll.
And in the armor, my endurance is monstrous.
Okay. 27 on monstrous is green, so you're slammed one area. So you're kind of like slammed back into not quite through the wall because she's not quite that strong, but still, you're the only one still standing, John.
God. From the rubble, there's a beam coming from my chest that's gonna hit her in the face.
Okay.
At least I'll hope it's gonna hit her in the face. I'm gonna spend karma on that.
Okay.
It's the central beam, so it's the pulse mode.
Oh, good roll. The suit's agility is amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible. That's still a yellow. Which is a
10 because I spent karma.
Yep, so that puts it to a 91, which is still a yellow, but if you spend 14, it'll push it to red.
I'll spend 14. You know, I'm going for this. And the damage is spectacular.
Okay. All right.
That armor's no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Spectacular. All right. So this beam like catches her right in the face as she kind of bounces off. You kind of like does the superhero landing, like tosses the hair out of her face, looks up, then the beam hits her. She kind of coughs up a little bit of blood, but she is still standing.
Really? God damn it.
I don't like that.
Survive a round and a half.
Declarations, John.
I'm gonna move up as much as I can because I have like a range of 10 area.
Okay.
I need to put a bit of distance, and I'm gonna shoot again.
I'll do that. All right. Harpoon is going to charge up a stun harpoon. Arclight is going to try to just pound you into the ground before you get a chance to take flight.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
47's probably still. So I need you to make a green endurance roll to avoid being stunned.
My endurance is monstrous, but I'm still gonna spend karma on that.
Okay.
Good thing you did.
Yeah, because that would have actually that still would have been a green.
Oh yeah, it would have.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I spend karma. I'll take it just to be safe.
an Arclight figure, she's probably got like one good solid hit in her left. Fortunately, she can't use her ground pound because you're in the air, so she's just going to launch herself. No karma left to spend. Oh, 45 is a hit for just 50 points of damage. Not enough to get through your armor.
All right, we're doing all right because Pip gets up next round.
Interesting thing for those of you that like charge attacks is if you do not actually inflict any damage on your opponent, the damage is reflected back to you.
This is accurate. Thank God for body armor.
Yeah.
Never charge attack Iron Man.
So she like just launches herself. She does not pay attention to that never charge Iron Man. And as she hits John, just kind of stops and falls to the ground and then blinks back, sucked into the time stream. John, you're up. You get some distance.
And since since my target has disappeared, I think I need to make a fighting roll to change target.
You do.
I'm gonna do a fighting roll.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend karma on that. It's gonna cost a lot, but
Okay. That is enough to change your targets.
good. And I'm gonna change my target to R-Food.
Okay. Yeah.
Karma again.
Nice.
So that would make at least 81 on the chart. That's incredible. So that would be yellow.
So that is a hit. What's the damage?
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Okay. He is still standing. Barely. He's got one plan left. So I know what he's going to do.
So win the initiative, guys. Well, Pip should be up, so that's a +1, right? Or +2 for Pip.
+1.
Oh, still +1, right?
Yeah. There's Lodestone with like +5, and then everybody else at +1. But Pip is up. I think Anita's temporarily AFK though.
I think I'm 2 rounds away. Believe it or not, to waking up.
Well, you're 2 rounds away from being you're still at 0 health because you don't regenerate.
Oh, right, because it has to be 10, right?
It has to be 10 to get you to heal back.
Okay, 4 more rounds, guys. So you got it.
All right. It basically comes down to this initiative roll, probably.
Pretty fucking close, yeah.
To stop him definitively. So it all goes for the initiative, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe a beam again. And then 8.
Oh no.
Okay. So, realizing that this armor is a problem, he charges up the disintegration on his armor or on his harpoon and launches it at you.
I scrap my action to dodge.
No.
Okay.
He will spend karma. He doesn't have a whole lot, but he'll spend karma on this. Oof, good thing. Uh, 15. He's got to spend. Oof. He's actually got to spend 11 karma to hit. So I need you to make a red intensity feat on the remarkable table.
What's that?
You're rolling for the material strength of your armor, which is remarkable.
Can karma on that?
You can. You need a red result.
I will. Oh!
Oh God.
It's gonna cost me a bunch.
So a 9, and you needed a 95, so that's 84 karma.
You understand it?
So the good news is your armor does not get disintegrated. And it is tough enough that the 40 points of damage has no effect.
I mean that's worth it, right?
Yep, definitely worth it. This armor is definitely worth all the karma I spent on it today. But it hurts. I'm gonna try to finish it.
All right.
I'm gonna put karma on it again.
Oh God.
Incredible. What do I need to get a hit? Is that where I'm gonna blue?
41.
Yep.
On Incredible, just to get a hit, you actually need a 36. So that's 33 karma.
What's the difference between just a hit and getting it higher than that?
You would need another 61. You need to spend a total of 58 to push it up to a yellow.
I mean, what would it change damage-wise or combat-wise?
For an energy beam, it would just turn it from a hit to a bullseye. So if you were trying to like knock something out of his hand or something like that.
So nothing really.
Yeah.
I'll just go with a hit.
Okay.
Fine.
But that is enough to finally take out Harpoon.
Oh my God, guys! I can't believe you did it.
That's fine.
That's awesome.
All right.
I'm gonna gather the people, like go fly and bring lodestone in, and just be on guard. I don't know if they're gonna come back like right now at full health because it's time travel.
All right. Pip, you're slowly like working the kinks out of your neck. You kind of pull yourself up.
Ow. Ow.
After about a minute or so, everybody heals equal to half their health.
Sorry, did you say
Does
equal to
not
half their health?
Or sorry, how everybody heals equal to their endurance.
I was gonna
Their
say
entire
that's-
endurance?
Yeah, your regular endurance.
I assume the armor needs to be repaired. It does not just repair itself.
It does repair itself, actually. It's one of those weird things.
So how many minutes did you say?
It would be 1, so you would heal another.
I get 15.
How much else would you regain on monstrous endurance?
Monstrous endurance is 63, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's only remarkable.
No, actually, sorry, monstrous is 77.
So there's just 1 damage left on the armor. And I'm just being paranoid, watching over the people as they slowly get up, looking for any sign of contraction, movement, or if the time stop or restart. We're in the main hall. I need to grab everyone and bring them somewhere more discreet.
And we have to check on Xavier.
Study, maybe?
Yeah, were they here for us or were they here for him?
Let's check on him.
Yep.
Vestal is still out.
And you guys do notice that Lodestone's got like a neutralizer collar that was slapped onto him.
Yeah, we'll take
Oh.
that off.
You got a thing.
I've noticed. And pulls a dagger out of his chest. Someone check on Xavier. We'll deal with this in a moment.
Yep. And
Is the time restarted?
yes, it does kind of like gradually just kind of like snap back into place. There's
I
that.
am on the wire and just buzz in.
There's that slight feeling like, you know, like when an elevator comes to a stop.
Mhm.
But yeah, Xavier is fine. Nobody seems aware of anything that happened.
That's good. We should tell them, right?
We should. And someone get this collar off me, please.
Sorry about that wall over there. We got attacked by a time traveler.
I think that's a John thing, not a me thing. I mean, I could shrink you, but the collar would probably shrink with you.
I'm sure John can handle it.
Give me a sec.
So scared.
Just gonna disrupt the electrical device.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. You guys have dealt with these collars before. Here, and then snap it off.
And Lodestone kind of stomps on it.
Better not leave the parts behind because someone could use that to redraw engineer that shit. If you want to make a compact metal ball with all that.
And Lodestone will just kind of clench his fist and the thing just crunches into like a very small sphere.
Much obliged, thank you. Well, that's
Professor, you're fine, yes?
I am. Yeah. What happened?
You were attacked and time stopped and somehow it didn't affect us. I'm not sure why. We're hurt.
You have been there to capture us.
You capture us. Why?
So we stopped affecting the timeline so they could get their plan on going. Yeah.
It's possible if this adversary sees you as a obstacle, removing the obstacle before continuing with this plan would be the prudent course of action.
I suppose that makes some sense. What doesn't make sense is why there's not another attack. It must take effort for him to send beings into the past. Professor,
Failure.
Those were troubles. It took us a lot to get them up.
Professor, I'd advise you to raise the alarm and put this place on high alert.
Of course.
However it is you do that.
You have someone who can detect people fucking around with the time stream or stopping it might be a good defense, but I don't know where I'm gonna find that.
No, but we have some suitable defenses.
John, can you reach out to the captain and let him know what's happened here, just in case there's been a wave over where he is with the senator?
Yeah, let me send him a message. I'm gonna text the captain.
Okay. All right. You get back response of like, all clear here. Then like a couple of emojis. And
Yeah, I don't think that means what you think it means, Cap.
We said we like peach. He knows we like peach. They put a lot of peach in that message.
yeah, that's right.
I don't know why we stay on guard till then. It could pop up at any time.
True. But the good news is that we've made a breach, made a change in the timeline. Could respond in seconds or days. We don't know exactly how it works, but we've caught his attention, at the very least.
Is there anybody here who understands how time travel works?
Reed Richards, Cable, maybe Bishop.
Yeah, but what we our conclusion from last time is that we need someone wise enough to handle time travel, not somebody bright enough to handle it.
I mean, knowing if we can actually make changes would be good. Or if we're just, spinning our wheels and nothing's going to happen, or if we can foul things up royally, those would be good things to know. Right?
Well, according to Stephen, if we affect the change in the timeline, it potentially can change the future. It would take us out of our particular timeline, but I believe that's a sacrifice we've opted to burden ourselves with. It's my understanding, at least. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because we'd all like a better future for everybody, even if we don't get to see it.
Which I believe is the path that we've set our feet upon. It's unknown what the future will bring at this stage, but we do need to do what we can, as Steve said, to do the right thing. If the senator is currently okay and the attack here has been foiled, then perhaps the best thing we can do is rest and wait for Kang's next move, whatever that might be. Difficult to bring the attack to him. We don't even know where he is.
When he is. Yeah, we don't have much choice but wait, but how do we do that safely?
I'm not sure. This would be as safe as place as any, I suppose, or Avengers Tower. Or as Buzzkill mentioned, perhaps we reach out to Reed. Dr. Richards might know something that could assist us.
I don't know all those people. You talk about plenty of people that I don't know about. I'm going to trust you on that. If somebody can help, because I say we can stay here and help protect Mr. Xavier if it had the fan here and they'd come for him here. But otherwise, yeah, we can go find someone who can help.
Professor Xavier, do you happen to have a way to contact Dr. Richards?
Not currently. He is not present.
If he's not present, then I suppose our best bet is to hunker here until the next wave comes. Unless somebody has a better idea.
No, that's
I mean,
the idea. Protect Professor Xavier.
he might not want us here.
There are a few places on Earth more safe than this school.
Tell that to my concussion.
Are you alive?
Yes, but by luck. Future Tony Stark outfit saved us.
Perhaps you could stay at Stark Tower then.
I think we're all right here, if you're willing to house us.
Yes, of course. The school has always been a home for those in need of respite, especially mutant kind.
We are definitely in need.
Then consider this your home for as long as you need it.
I need to rest. Unfortunately, I don't heal quite as quickly as Pip here does.
Yeah, well, it's a rare gift. Or something.
They're going to try to come for you, Prof. But keep an eye. If they cannot get to us, they might just go for you.
It's interesting that we were not affected by the time stoppage. Probably should have someone standing close to the professor over the coming days till we can determine what their next goal is.
Pretty sure that we better not stay alone, any of us. At least there. When you get us in moments where we're the most vulnerable, could have people stay close to the professor though.
Agreed. All right. Well, let's rest, recover, and get prepared for the next attack. We'll debrief Cyclops and the professor on what we've seen, and hopefully they can assist.
So, as you guys kind of set up your watches and, get some rest. Nothing happens. It's quiet and uneventful to the point where, periodically you find yourself almost kind of dozing off until you realize, like, oh, shit, no. Maybe bad things. In the next morning, though, the news is that, the hearings that were happening, the kind of the Senate hearings regarding mutant registration, mutant rights have been indefinitely postponed, which is being, touted as a breakdown in mutant human relations, but not nearly to the extent that things could have been. But you guys all feel oddly at peace. And then you realize that you're starting to forget. Starting to forget, the orphanage. You're starting to forget the mutant railway. You're starting to forget Olivia. All things from that future that are slipping out of your mind.
Cool.
Pip's gonna start writing things down.
Buzzkill doesn't want to remember any of that shit.
Pip's got people she doesn't want to forget.
Yeah, the two things I don't want to forget. I'm going to take a few notes about my family. You might Back to the Future away, but gonna try.
Pip will ask to talk to Professor X about this memory thing that's happening.
When you go,
He's a mind reader, apparently.
so when you go to kind of like knock on his study, you can his door is partially open, and you can see he's talking to Doctor Strange.
Oh,
They seem to be, from what you can pick up in kind of eavesdropping, is that Xavier reached out to an old friend and basically asked him not to do anything rash. And that's about when they notice you. Like, come.
oh, I've got a problem.
I suspect you'll have many.
Well, probably. I'm starting to forget things about my life, and that doesn't strike me as being a good thing.
Memories are largely responsible for who we are.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I kind of like me. And I don't want to forget people and things. I borrowed a notebook from one of the kids and started writing stuff down, but I don't know what I've already forgotten, and I don't know what I'm gonna forget, and I don't know what's causing it, and I'm kind of on the edge of freaking out.
And Strange will speak and says, you're forgetting it's since the future that you're from no longer exists, it's similar to waking from a dream.
Okay, but I don't want to forget that stuff. How do I stop that from happening?
There are ways. There are meditation techniques. There are ways of self-discipline, lucid dreaming of a sort. Or, and he just like, he'll wave his head and you see like this yellowish glow. And he just kind of touches you in the forehead and kind of cements your memories in place. You don't seem like the sort that's patient enough for meditation.
I would have tried. But you're probably right. So if that's happening to me, is it probably happening to everybody else too.
I would imagine so, yes.
Because John has had a family that he's pretty fond of, and I don't know. I don't know if Lodestone would want to remember his family or not, but he doesn't strike me as the kind that would want to forget. He would be patient enough for meditation. Of course, he'd do it at like triple speed, and it'd be kind of weird. But yeah, he would definitely do it.
Perhaps we should try meditation, since meditation requires quiet.
Ouch.
It's been a morning. Yes, I can.
I'm sorry. Are you forgetting your entire life?
I can assist your friends. And then we may be able to find something worthwhile for you, since you certainly can't go back to a home that doesn't exist.
Yeah. That part I'm okay with. It's the forgetting that's not cool.
That's understandable. But yes, I can. And if you wish, I can give you a glimpse of what you accomplished.
That'd be cool too. Is that something everybody should be here for? Because that strikes me as the kind of thing that everybody should be here for.
It's up to them. Some may prefer not to know.
Who would want none? The only one who might not want to know might be John. And that's just because he's got people actively as opposed to, dead people.
Of course. We'll let them know, and we'll see what we can do.
Sure. It bounces off. Like, doesn't even wait for him to finish the sentence. Just kind of says, let them know, and she's off. But she'll check in with everybody else to see if they're forgetting things or if it's just her.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want
I
to
can see
remember any
that.
of that shit.
I mean, there's a lot of it that's not good at all, but yeah, I've got stuff I want to keep. John? Lodestone?
When you come in, John was taking notes.
Is this even affecting Lodestone?
We knew we were leaving the timeline when we started to change it.
Right.
It's probably best that way.
I mean, I just want to remember what I fought for, and I mean, some of those dangers might still exist, not because I will never know about them in this timeline. That the problem is still not there, and if any of this is to be worth something, I'd rather remember so I can prepare for what's coming.
Yes! Right? Like, that makes sense. You need to see the warning signs. Otherwise, you can't stop it from happening again, right?
On
Like-
that, we could agree.
That
We
makes
may
sense.
be out of our time, but Kang is very likely still alive. We'll need our memories to be able to combat him again.
Yes. So, two things. Doctor Strange can either just cement it like he did for me, or he can teach you to do some funky karma meditation thing. I don't know. And he said he could get us a glimpse of what the future is now, will be, however that works. Um, you know, if we want.
RIETY.
Personally, I have no interest in knowing what the future holds. It's what caused this problem. But I won't begrudge any of you if you'd like to get a glimpse.
I totally would. Because, like you said, I do get kind of impatient. And he's right. There's no way I would have sat there long enough to meditate to remember stuff.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But that said, we do need to remember where we came from and what the future could hold to be able to protect it. Whatever that future is.
Exactly. That makes perfect sense.
But yes, whoever would like to see the future as it stands, Pip apparently has found a way to see. I would prefer to stay here and rest.
Dr. Strange has found a way to see. I'm just a messenger.
All right.
But if you're coming, come along. And if you're not, well, I'll see you in a bit.
I'll be
And
by the
she'll-
Xbox.
She'll bounce off. The what?
I'll be by the Xbox.
Fuck is an Xbox?
You're gonna love it. Come find me when you're
Okay.
done.
Sure. She'll bounce off.
All right. So for those who are interested, Doctor Strange can show you what the future is like. For those who are not interested, he doesn't push it at all. But you guys can describe what your character would have been like had the world not been a complete shit pit. Since a version of you still exists in the new timeline.
Yeah, well, he probably, with his powers, he probably would have ended up in the New Mutants or something. With his lack of regret or ethics when it comes in life and death situations, you might even join the what's the one on the other team, the Hellfire Club's team. They had one too.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what the Hellfire Kids were called.
I could have been ended up. It's entirely possible that Buzzkill ends up on both teams. Since there's two of us now.
But yes, because Xavier didn't attend the meeting, the senator called everything off. From what Pip can tell, the old friend that he reached out to and asked him not to do anything rash was he reached out to Eric and said, like, if the Brotherhood's planning to kill the senator, just don't.
Yeah, I caught that one.
So what does John's future look like?
John is muted.
All right, so I'm following with that. Without all that shit, probably John is living with his family of super-powered people, where he is the only non-super person in the family. Just being a dad, I guess. If nothing has gone to shit, just taking care of his grandchildren.
What about what does Lodestone's future look like?
Well, Lodestone's future without this crisis probably is on Titan or the Moon, depending on when that move happened. Like he's in Inhuman. His big motivation to come to New York to help everyone was because he's partially a mutant, right? Bit of a martyr, bit of a superhero, right? I think he'd be by Black Bolt and Medusa and Lockjaw just doing superhero shit. Like, happier than he is now, but I think that's where he'd be. Like Splash Panel going through the stars.
John with his wife coming back home in his super costume with him just trying to give her a couple of muffins. Like, take back your road, honey.
Oh, and a little, don't forget your peaches.
Yep. Like, I made some peach cobbler for travel. Like, the place you're going to fight far away. Just take some. I put it in a box. And it's Tupperware for you.
All right. What does Pip's life look like? Pip is muted.
Pip was muted. Pip's bouncing around New York. She's with some guy from Greenland. They seem pretty content. They start dating when she's around 16 and just continue on growing up together. Never actually leaves New York City.
All right. And then basically after having given you visions of what your other selves' lives are like, and making sure those of you who want to retain your memories can do so, the Dr. Strange will look at you and say, so obviously you can't go home. And Ludstone is correct. Kang won't stop trying to bring about whatever it is he's trying to do. But being disconnected from the timeline gives you certain advantages. You don't cause as many ripples now, since you're not supposed to exist.
That's good.
I'm
So,
thankful for the spell for the memory, but could you lend me that book on those meditation techniques?
absolutely. He just kind of gestures and the book floats over.
I sense it's gonna be useful.
I've spoken with others. Charles here for one. Various others in the know, let's say. And we've begun monitoring for these hiccups that Kang is likely to cause. When these things happen, they'll need to be dealt with.
Norm.
So we'll be in touch. But for now, enjoy your new life.
We will. And thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Pip, John, Buzzkill. There's a new world waiting for us.
I think first business order was we're gonna need to find somewhere else to crash.
There's so much New York I want to see.
There's
Well, last
someone.
time we started in the sewers. Should be easier this time around.
Let's
There's
not do
someone in
that.
the school that I don't want to meet, so she can meet me at some point.
How about we just find ourselves a place, maybe some work we can do. And perhaps the professor will allow me to teach here.
Yeah, I don't want to break the timeline of anyone by being in this school, but you could do it. Yeah, we really need to relook this armor so Tony Stark doesn't see his blueprint.
Well, there is that. But most importantly, we have to make sure we're ready the next time Kang shows his face so we can intervene.
Yep.
Let's see if Steve can set us up somewhere.
I still can wrap my mind around it, but we did it.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
We did it today. Tomorrow or yesterday, I suppose, is a different thing.
Oh, Ellen's gonna keep coming, but we take it one day at a time. We get it through. Today, my family is not split anymore and alive. Couldn't wish for anything more. I'm just gonna need a new one, but I'll let them be happy now.
Are the-
I will probably try to join the New Mutants or take up classes here. See if I can get a scholarship.
Yeah, we don't have a book that is stamped with the wrong year on it.
I got
So-
remarkable reasons, so I can contribute.
Well, how about we find a place to crash together so we can intervene as a timeline where we need to, and we still have each other while we're here.
Makes sense.
Probably gonna need your help, Lodestone, to fix that armor and prepare for what's coming. And Buzzkill, you can take a bit of training at school here, and maybe Lodestone can teach.
I'm sure we can figure it out.
And you have a whole New York to see. You just gotta find a job. If we were to pay for a class.
I don't think money will be much of an issue. We can take care of that.
Just remember when I was here before, I was broke. Now I was working an apartment in New York. Now I'm thinking about it, and it still terrifies me.
Well, now you were a friend of royalty. We'll make sure that we're all taken care of.
I trust you, Lodestone.
I do need to make sure my peasants are properly employed and clothed and bathed and whatnot. That's a joke. Please
You
don't.
know, that's why I'm laughing.
All right, so I guess we're gonna just set up for Kang Wave number 2. That was an awesome fight, Chris.
What is that epic fight?
I mean, I wasn't even part of it. I still loved it.
Oh, you were part of it. You were
Yeah.
in there for 3 rounds by yourself.
Oh, one round, but yeah. Well, 2.
Yeah, the Marauders are no joke. I mean, they took down the X-Men.
I'm perfectly happy with that fight. That was awesome. And like every initiative mattered, every declaration mattered. That was cool.
Yeah,
and just be glad that he didn't bring Sabretooth because he's on that team too.
he is. And I looked at him. I'm like, maybe that's overkill. But yeah, the EMP was super important. Otherwise, they would have transported Pip and Lodestone back to Kang.
Yeah, that'd have been bad.
Karma spending so the suit didn't get disintegrated.
And then Trev dropped like what 150 karma on like a charge attack or something.
Yeah,
And I only took out one of them, but they damaged the other 2.
And I like how Pip's regeneration kept her coming back like every 2 rounds.
Just enough to take up an action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because those 2 rounds, if they had focused on me, it might not have went as well.
Awesome fight. Awesome.
I should have shrunk before I entered the fight. That would have been smart.
Yeah.
Not doing that was really, really stupid of me. But yeah. Pip wasn't exactly expecting people from the future quite so quick.
Yeah. And as for the reason why you guys weren't affected, it's because when the Sorcerer Supreme manipulated the time stream to deposit you here, he basically fucked around with your time stream.
Ripped us out of the
Hey,
fight.
Victor. Oh, so we're outside the time stream. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's a thing.
Yeah. You guys don't technically exist in the time stream anymore.
Oh wow. Oh, okay.
Awkward.
With this game now, I know where John is going as the character development.
So yes, this has been like a 15 episode long like origin story for a new Exiles team.
Awesome. Loved it. Loved it.
I love it. It's very nice.
I have to go back and reread that. It's been a long time.
Such a great series. For those of you that never read it, Exiles, the first Exiles was in like the early 2000s, ran for like 100 issues. And it's characters who were displaced from time that were going through time to fix hiccups. It's like a Marvel version of Quantum Leap. Only
Yeah, that's kind of the feel I got from like your ending.
Yeah. The thing with the Exiles is all of the characters on the teams, almost all of the characters on the teams are actually from alternate universes and multiverses. So like this character's from the Age of Apocalypse, and this character is from like Old Man Logan, and this character's from that. And they die. Cool. They die with an astonishing rate and get replaced.
That's less cool.
Yeah. They run into one. There's like an enemy team, like which is a version of Weapon X, which has like a version of Deadpool. And then there's a version of Peter Parker, but it's Peter Parker if he got taken over by the Carnage symbiote.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all. I think there's like a version of Gambit. There's a character called Nocturne, who is the alternate universe daughter of Scarlet Witch and Nightcrawler. Yeah, it's just like all of the weird ass concepts that Marvel wanted to throw in from whatever like multiverse that they did for like one story arc and then abandoned. They just pulled characters from that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was amazing what you come up with. I'll post a team in chat.
Yeah, it was probably the best X comic of the 2000s because they came up with a lot of shitty comics then.
Honestly, I want to get my hand on that and read that. That looks awesome.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, we at some point we will revisit this, but we'll take a little bit of a breather for the time being and do something else, or concentrate on schoolwork or work or whatever. We'll figure something out.
Oh, I'm sure. Great game, Chris. I love the campaign. Can't wait till next time we get to explore this little universe.
Yeah, we keep all the characters.
I'd be glad to bring those guys back up. I think I know where I want to go with that character now.
And yeah, and it's one of those things. We may like make some changes to the characters, one of the things that I've realized with this game is even with the changes I made to advancement, it's still super, super slow.
Oh, it's terribly slow. Yeah.
So we'll have to tweak
maybe we can, when we revisit, we can drop some power and pick up others and make a little bit of change.
So I haven't spent any advancement karma, and I've only got 1100.
Yeah.
Which
really isn't a lot when you
thing.
dial it down. Yeah.
I have not increased anything. I've never done any power stunts. The advancement karma has just been sitting there in the bank.
Yeah.
I picked up a talent I never used and one power stunt that didn't work.
Yeah, I had my repair tinkering, I think, came into play once. And my mystic mental occult lore never came into play.
And that's part of the thing with like random character generation. It's like,
yeah, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
But it's 10:30. I gotta go. I will see you all on the next whatever game we're playing.
Forbidden Lands tomorrow.
I love the Marvel rules though. I do love this game.
The rules are solid.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
The rules are solid. We just need to fix the character.